much to people is that you should live. You should grab every single day as if you didn't fear anything. So let's feel, let's experience, let's not and ah, let's say yes. If you can make your world and the world a better place than when you found it, then you have done your job. Let's go.
Yes, immediately after tonight's show, you'll have a chance to go behind the scenes of Nedd Brockmann's epic run across Australia in 2022. This documentary is simply called Run, 2 Ends. It's a real treat to have him on the back page once more. Nedd Brockmann, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
So good. It's exciting to have you here as we head into this doco in just a few minutes away. I watched it. It is absolutely brilliant. I laughed. I cried. I almost got up and went for a run.
We nearly got there.
But you do. People do get there. It's one of the great messages within what you did and within that documentary as well.
Yeah, it's a massive. You know, I'm very excited and grateful I got a doco. My life, last 4 years since I've taken on this big journey of doing these big feats and raising money for homelessness has been one I could never have imagined. And having a doco, having a book, having a chocolate milk, all those things are all just, I guess, byproducts of taking on a life, having a crack and going with it. So, yeah, I'm forever grateful, but just excited for what's to come as well.
There was a premiere last week of the doco. How do you go rewatching it all the time? Does it give you a bit of PTSD of all the hard moments that you went through?
I was stinging. I was loving it. Yeah, I was like, geez, get me back in it. But yeah, there's a little bit of that. But I think I've processed the PTSD. That was probably the year after.
Yep.
Now I'm just like, get me back in that mode and get me. That's where I'm the most alive. Where I feel like what I'm meant to be doing. And so yeah, watching it on the screen was like, yeah, I can't.
Was there a moment, like you say, it was 4 years ago?
Yep.
Was there a moment in your life that you decided to do it? Like, was there something happened or you just were thinking about it for a while?
I just was like going through the motions like every kind of privileged young kid that just gets a, you know, this is what you do, go and get a job. And I was just going through the motions. I was like, this is not right. I've got an opportunity here to do good. And that's kind of my message is like, if you are privileged, you are in a position that you can do something, then do it. And that's kind of how it all happened. And then slowly I worked out I really loved the pain and the suffering of just achieving something.
I want to ask you about the pain and the suffering because it's a big part of it. I was born with a very low pain threshold.
Right.
I thought you were going to say something else.
It's genetic. Cowardice runs in my family. So were you surprised at how much pain you can deal with and then, you know, getting to that threshold and then going again?
Yeah, it's one of those things that it can only really come with doing it. I don't know if it is a genetic component. I think it is something you have to train, but we'll talk about that after.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah, but I think when you actually remove yourself from it and stop, you know, when you're so in the moment feeling all that pain and you're just so, when you can actually remove yourself from it, just, you know, have a bit of a bird's eye view on what's going on, you can kind of just remove yourself and there's like this game you start playing with yourself with pain and at the end of the day it's just pain. It's not actually like a physical...
So you're going kind of, without being too esoteric, going out of body?
Literally, yeah. Right. And you just have to accept that it's going to be there, so let it be. And then you get on with it.
So what's the biggest battle? The mental side or the physical side? Or it's the battle together?
Yeah, I don't think you can have the physical without the mental and you can't have the mental without the physical. I think, they both go hand in hand and yeah, as I said, you've just got to kind of sit with it. And I'm not the toughest guy on the planet. I'm just someone who likes to sit in being uncomfortable, and the person you become from that is what it's all about.
Now, there are several stories in one in this documentary. There's the run and the motivation for it.
Yep.
There's the journey and the drama that's on the run. And there's also the kind of that tsunami that builds up with the social media and as people in the country got to be aware of it, which is beautifully told in the doco as well.
Yeah.
It must have been amazing dawning on you as you ran through along empty roads to suddenly when you hit Wagga, which is one of the places I cried. And there's, you know, people.
Yeah. Even watching it, I didn't realise the enormity of what it was becoming because for so long we were just in this bubble of 6 of us. We'd get the odd trucker going, oh, there he is again, or you get, you know, something like that. But when we did hit Wagga and hit, you know, Mildura and Bondi, of course, I think I was still trying. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is not right. I wasn't, look at the scenes there. It's just crazy. I don't think you ever get prepared for that, especially being out in the Nullarbor 10 to 15, 20 days prior. But yeah, I'm forever grateful, and without the support of everyone, we wouldn't have raised the money we raised. We wouldn't have had the ability to keep doing these things. So I'm, everyone who was there and everyone who's continued to support the whole way through, I'm just forever grateful.
So much of the footage you are running with your AirPods in.
Yep.
What are you listening to in those moments that are getting really tough, or sometimes was it just silence and block everything else out?
Yeah, I've kind of taught myself to just sit in the silence a bit, again, because your mind races and you start to answer all the big questions. But yeah, when their headphones are in, it was either Miley Cyrus, top of my lungs, or I'd be AC/DC, something like that.
It's like Siri reading out your messages for you while you're running as well?
It was actually a bit, on the Nullarbor, there's obviously no service, and I had only one album download, and that was Kip Moore Country 2016. So I don't know about that. But anyway, got very friendly with Kip Moore.
You talk about the people, that 6 people. I mean, your family is so crucial to this. And again, we get insight in the documentary.
Yeah.
The farm kid, growing up as a kid on a farm. What did that feed into you, and how was it dealing with your parents, and who had concern for you and your health, but also wanted you on this journey?
Yeah, of course. And I think in the doco it shows, Dad goes, you want to let your kid do what he wants to do, but you also don't want to see him get hurt. And images there of us on the bikes and doing things where we're getting hurt as kids. Mum's 2 rules were don't come crying unless you're broken or bleeding. So
my wife says the same thing when I go out for a beer.
So we kind of just took that on, and yeah, throughout the run it was incredible to have Mum and Dad there and the support of them and have them on this journey, and to be able to have a doco with them in it, watching themselves on the big screen was really special.
So obviously Dad's a bit of a softie. You were just saying at the premiere,
I've
it really got to him.
Cry more.
And but your mum, no tears at the doco, at the premiere.
She's tough as nails.
Right.
She's
Mums.
They've like kind of crossed paths. Dad, I never saw a tear out of his eyes, and now he's the one that cries at the drop of a hat, and Mum's like, nah, get in line.
But your mum says to you, if she had to describe you in one word, that word would be intense.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Maybe. A little bit intense. I just love it. I love it all.
But how do you go like day to day? You've gone through all that pain.
Yeah.
How do you what do you do during the day now, like to get that fix, I suppose?
Yeah, well, I've got another challenge in October. I'm running 1,000 miles in 10 days around Sydney Olympic Park Athletics track, so 400 laps of a track a day.
It's 160 Ks a day.
But that's intense, though, just the same scenery for 4...
That, for me, is the most calm I am when I don't have to worry about the external issues. Like road trains, roadkill, none of them.
Oh,
no wind, nothing.
Yeah.
I've got time. I've broken it down into being... I make sure I get 10K done every hour, so I'll do 1 hour running one way and then one hour running back.
I was going to say, because one leg will be shorter than the other by you.
And then all I've got to do is turn 16 times, which is
so
easy
that's
to fathom.
16 hours?
Yep, 16 hours.
You've worked out you'll get 8 hours sleep and then go again?
Yeah, ideally 8. I don't think that'll happen. Obviously, I thought...
Sleep, right? During...
Well, you don't walk off the track and go straight to bed.
No, but you couldn't sleep for a lot of the time.
I couldn't.
That was the biggest struggle for you.
Well, you're getting patched up, and because I noticed because as soon as I watched it, I was getting nipple chafing just looking at it, and there's been some great examples of that. I think and this isn't you, obviously, but with the bleeding nipples.
Oh yes, look at that. Yeah, I as of the first 50Ks, got the tape, got the Band-Aid straight on the nipples because I was like, we're going to be in dire straits here if I've got 39 more days of this shit.
So you haven't got an inverted nipple. That's
there's not much there. But...
So Ned, when you look ahead into what you've learnt from what you've already done, what have you learnt that might be different? We know it's a different track, obviously it's going to be the same, but anything in your preparation that's different?
Yeah, I actually trained properly this time round. It was a bit of a cowboy operation the first time round, and I've got amazing people in my corner now. I've got a strength coach, physio, dietitian, all these things that I kind of just learnt on the whim, and that was the whole run across Australia. So the fact we actually got the run across Australia done was quite a surprise. But this time round, it's like we have an opportunity here to do something really special, like we did last time, but I'm much more dialed in. My Ks are up. I'm running 250k a week at the moment.
Wow.
Which I couldn't even string together 100k a week prior.
What about the chalky milk? Because I look for it. Where can we get it?
Yeah, you can get it in Woolies, just in Coles now.
Yep.
Ampol, you can get it anywhere. And obviously
some of that goes to
Mobilise, the homeless love organisation we work with.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Nedd Brockmann, you are a freaking legend.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on all you've done and all that you will do.
Thank you.
Absolute inspiration. Make sure you watch the documentary. Stick around. It's right after this show. The premiere of Run, the Nedd Brockmann story. It is sensational viewing. Stick around. Our Champ of the Week is next.
Thanks, mate.
Brilliant work.